Yes, good day, guys. David Hundeyin, a very popular investigative journalist, has come out publicly to say that some NGOs abroad, precisely a London-based NGO, sponsored him or wants to sponsor him or try to sponsor him to publish a propaganda article against the Dangote refinery, more like blacklisting the Dangote refinery before the world, using things like climate change and the effects it has on climate change, and maybe failure to meet up with what we call it now, climate issues. Just sponsor some propaganda things about the company to blacklist it, so that because they feel that the Dangote company is going to knock them out of business. You can see that Dangote is having serious oppositions home and abroad. Serious oppositions home and abroad. And according to David Hunde, he said the company is London-based and is headed by an Oxford professor in person of Sam Gill, an Oxford professor. And according to him, this body called Climate Works is funded by several American fronts such as Ford Foundation, Climate Works, and what have you. So Dialogue Earth is what he calls it, Dialogue Earth. You know, when you look at what is going on now, you definitely know that since the commissioning of this Dangote refinery of 650,000 barrels per day production, it has really put a lot of oil multinationals on their toes, and so many countries too who are benefiting hugely from importation of fuel into Nigeria, because Nigeria is a huge market, bros. Nigeria is a huge market, and nobody will want to lose this kind of market of about 250 million people. So it's a huge market. When you look at the statistics of Nigeria's importation of petroleum products, you will know that a lot of countries are making huge amount of money from Nigeria. So Dangote now coming to pull this out of their mouth is like removing the food from their mouth. It has brought a lot of issues. Now Dangote is having enemies here and there because of trying to be patriotic to make Nigeria stop importing fuel. This is the problem Dangote has faced for himself. Now, like I said in my earlier video, the government has agreed to give him just 4 cargoes out of 15 cargoes needed to meet demand. Now, this remaining 11, we have cabals, we have politicians in Nigeria who are working hand in hand or hand in gloves with these foreign multinationals and these foreign countries, whose aim is to see that Nigeria remains a dumping ground for any kind of goods, substandard goods and what have you. And they have people, they enjoy serious cooperation from our leaders, from politicians who are governing Nigeria. This is why today Dangote is having a serious issue running this what do you call it, this huge refinery he located in Nigeria. And according to what David Hundeyin also reported, that this same Dialogue Earth that is trying to bribe David Hundeyin to blacklist Dangote refinery before the world was also blacklisted in India. So it was blacklisted in India for working against organizations working against the Indian interest. Is a dialogue organization. They try to work against the Indian interest, but Indians blacklisted it because they've seen that India has 1.4 billion. So, and the rate at which factories are coming up in India, this kind of Dialogue Earth organization will not want it, so they are sponsoring all what they could to bring down India. I think China too has similar problems. So Nigeria now, with this 650,000 barrels per day refinery that Dangote has tried to commission in Nigeria, is bringing serious issue, and they want to blacklist it. Now, the issue now is the politicians, the leaders of Nigeria have been cooperating with organizations like this, especially during election. They use their political ambitions to gain support from the West so that they can favor them. So look at what happened between the Peter Obi case and the Bola Tinubu's case. Look at what happened. America decided that they will not release the Chicago should not release Tinubu's document until October, and that is after the court case would have been done and dusted. That was how Obi lost out in the case. So America aided President Bat and ensured that they don't release, Chicago State University does not release Tinubu's academic record until October. And the court case before October would have been done and dusted. That was how Obi lost out. And today we are all suffering. And what are we seeing now? President Tinubu's government cooperating with international oil companies to ensure that importation continues at the expense of Nigerians. And today, what is Tinubu doing? He said OPay they should be adding 50-50 naira tax every transaction on OPay. The same Nigerians that are hearing it hot, they talk about minimum wage 70,000 naira. Till now, they have not been able to implement it. So, because I know very well that the government of the day is bankrupt, because what their concern in office, in government, is personal wealth, not public wealth. So, these are some of the things. So, David Hundeyin had come out to reject this offer given to him and said, instead of him doing this, they too should look at their own economy. They have been emitting, they have been depleting the ozone layer. They have been emitting carbon. What Nigeria emits as carbon is nothing compared to what Western powers emit. And now you're asking him to sponsor article to blacklist Dangote's refinery. This is a problem we're having in Africa. The leaders we have are against their own people. And that is why all these things are happening. Because now Dangote, who is trying to help the economy to stop importation, but the government and the people in government don't want it to happen. And they are cooperating with international organizations outside to ensure that importation continues. And the importation is what is destroying Nigeria, because once importation continues, that power of dollar will continue to dictate the prices of commodities in the country. So the only solution is to reduce importation to its barest minimum so that the naira can have some strength. This is the issue with Nigeria today. And the people in government seem not to bother, because they themselves are not suffering. It's the masses that are suffering it. So David Hundeyin has shown his own patriotism by rejecting the offer and ensuring that he tells them they should go and look at themselves. What they are emitting to the carbon they are emitting to the ozone is far more than what the whole Africa is emitting. And this is nothing but the truth. So a lot is really going on. For Africa to develop, it must be Africans that will develop Africa. The leadership, the people must stand and resist bad leaders in government. And I know the bad leaders are cooperating with externals to bring down the economies of the country. So, a good one for David Hundeyin, and I have seen that legacy is greater than whatever you can get. Though some people still don't understand what we mean by legacy being greater than what you can get, the peanuts you can get. If David Hundeyin has agreed to this offer, by now everybody in Nigeria will be hearing it hot. we would have been thinking of maybe closing down Dangote refinery, because the West will give a boost to ensure that they shut down the Dangote refinery. But David Hundeyin has rejected it, and that is what legacy remains a much greater grace than money. Thank you very much.